Hi, it's Jehovah's Laws. How art thou, world? Don't worry about the brightness. I'm not going to lose it. I'm increasing, not decreasing. You increase in goodness. As you decrease, you're falling away from the goodness. So don't worry. By the way, how are you doing, world, on those commandments now that the asteroid is on its way? Just wondering. Just as Noah was wondering who he could gather to bring into the ark, but God only wanted animals. What a shame. But this time he wants 144,000 with the seal of God in the forehead. The good housekeeping seal of approval of the commandments. He can trust the ones that keep them. There are no other gods, no graven image, no take name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, honor father and mother, no kill, no adultery, no steal, no lie. Right, officer? You don't have to lie to catch them. And no covet. You don't have to break a commandment to catch them. Do you? So Jesus is going to break one of his Father's commandments to keep his Father's commandments. He's not going to be with his Father. Father's going to be angry. Just like any son, he's going to be disciplined if that's the case. Let's be disciplined in the commandments, shall we? Let's think about that, shall we? Let's think about the commandments. Think, people, think. What's important? How do we keep the commandments? Oh, I know. We keep them. Isn't that obvious? So let's do it. Let's keep them holy. Keeping them means we're not breaking them. Keeping them means we can recite them because we know them. So let's start keeping them. Because God can trust the ones who don't have any other gods, who don't make graven images and therefore other gods being worshipped, who don't take his name in vain, who remember his Sabbath day to keep it holy, the seventh day. At least remember it. Even if they make you work it, at least you remember. You remember that that's the important day, right? Then rest when you can. Honor thy father and thy mother. Don't go out and kill them like so many. That's breaking a commandment to kill them. And you never get to this. The next commandment is, thou shalt not kill. No adultery. But whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee, that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee, that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. You know, King David used to cut the hands and feet off of the kings that wouldn't succumb Interesting. They could get pretty barbaric in their methods back then. The holy ones. What's God going to do? They were being led by God. He's the one who told them to do it. Don't make God angry. No stealing. That's the 8th one. A thief shall not enter heaven. We don't need thieves up there in paradise. You can understand that. Have you seen my gold chair? Throne chair I was sitting on. Anyone know where it is? They have to lie, bear false witness, that they stole it, or you'll find out, right? I know not where my brother Abel is. I know not where my daughter Kaylee is. Kind of similar. They were both jealous. That's why Cain slew Abel, because he was jealous of him. Abel got all the best rewards from God for giving the best offering. And Cain gave fruit. And so God favored Abel in his offering. Guess what the next one is? Thou shalt not covet anything that is thy neighbor's. So don't look at someone else's wife. Or don't look at something in their house. Or anything that is thy neighbor's. It could be a piece of chewing gum that you're chewing. If you keep coveting it, it's coveting. I can understand if you need a piece of gum, but not all the time. It's coveting. Oh, I don't need to be buying gum in line here when I'm buying things at the store. I'll just ask Douglas for some. That's coveting thy neighbor's goods. That's wrong. Breaking a commandment to get your gum. You shouldn't have to break a commandment to achieve your goal, should you? Should you, officer of the law? The law I'm speaking of is the law. And if you have to break God's law in a nation under God, it's not keeping God's law. And God will not keep you in his perfect commandment kingdom if you break his law to keep his law. Is that understood? Well, I'm addressing you, world. Because I know you think you've got what it takes because you go to church. But if the church itself, the body, forgot God's law, his 10 commandments, it's not a real church anymore. You're misleading by teaching men that it's okay to break one by not teaching them all. That's why this person speaking is much greater than any of those churches. You just don't realize it. Or you wouldn't be breaking them to go to church. You would be telling that church leader, hey, you're not teaching the commandments. Where are the 10? With 10 there is no sin. The JEHOVAHSLAWS guy told me so on YouTube.